Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with the greatest recordings ever. And today we're talking about Korngold's Symphony in F sharp minor. Now, Korngold wrote his single symphony. I mean, there's an earlier big sinfonietta, which is really symphonic in size, but his late symphony, after his film career had ended in the late 1940s, and it's a beautiful work, a wonderful work. And, you know, for those of you who think that Korngold is all sort of like luscious and yummy and kitschy, it's actually rather austere. It's fascinating. The principal theme, the sort of motto theme of the symphony, is quite dissonant and sparsely accompanied. And, you know, one of the things that's fascinating when you look at Korngold, if you look at his scores, where he did his own orchestrations, I mean, because he didn't always do his own orchestrations in his film music, although he directed everything, of course, and approved of everything. But when you see the way he wrote, he was incredibly efficient, and he could create an amazingly rich and exotic sound using what looks on the page like just basic stuff. A lot of what Korngold has to do is what makes it so effective is a certain rhythmic displacement. For example, he'll throw a harp glissando in a weird place, and because it's so exposed, it energizes the texture. It characterizes the whole passage, and you think, it's all harps and celestas, but it's not. It's just that it precisely placed. He was a composer of amazing precision and accuracy. And this is a very, very lovely symphony. It does have its share of warm, lush, romantic tunes. Yes, it does. But that's not the whole thing. It's a minor key work that ends happily at the very end, and is really kind of powerful and brooding and dark and serious. I mean, it's a serious, real symphony, and it doesn't deserve to be treated with contempt or looked askance at, because by the time he wrote it, Korngold's basically tonal style was sort of out of fashion, and Korngold himself was kind of out of fashion, but that has nothing to do with it now. The question is it good music or not? And it's been recorded quite a few times, really several times, and by some major people. The most famous recording was its first, under Rudolf Kempe. And Kempe's recording, it's slightly cut. It's a beautiful performance because Kempe was a chord guy, and it's very rich and colorful and beautiful. But after that, there's a whole slew of them came flying out. You know, Andre Previn did it. Franz Welser Most did it. It's in, of course, that whole Korngold orchestral music series on CPO with Werner Andreas Albrecht, which is really very, very good. Gerhard Albrecht, Werner Andreas Albert. I always get them mixed up. But it's a fine series, and I've talked about it already in a separate video. However, the recording to own, I mean, John Wilson did a lousy one on Chandos. The one that is, I think just absolutely sensational and surprising is this one featuring Marc Albrecht. There's Gerd Albrecht, Marc Albrecht, Werner Andreas Albert. I guess Korngold is good for the A conductors. The A-list. Yes, it's the A-list. This one with the Orchestre Philharmonique de Strasbourg. Yeah, the Strasbourg Philharmonic. There's something just right about this performance. I mean, is it something? No, I can tell you exactly what it is. It's Albrecht's ear for color, his pacing of the various movements, his willingness to get under the skin of the piece and wring the emotion out of it and let us feel its strange and interesting mixture of nostalgia and tragedy and you know, expressive depth. That's all here. It's quite lovely, and he really nails the scherzo. I love the scherzo. The scherzo, it's a big sucker. It's 10 minutes long. It's as long as the finale, and it's the latest and probably last example of the great light, feathery Mendelssohnian scherzo, where Korngold, the film composer, some bits of North by Northwest and whatnot kind of creep in here and there at the joins between the themes. And it has one of the great soaring horn tunes in its trio. Oh, it's just marvelous. Da 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 da. Ya da 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 da. Da 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 da. Harp goes on to up like that. Oh, it's glorious. Absolutely glorious. And they just nail it. You have all of the delicate half tints and beautiful bits of orchestral color. And the finale, which can seem a bit facile, I will grant that, does not seem so in this performance. And it's splendidly recorded on PentaTone. The sonics are marvelous. And you get a not inconsiderable bonus in the incidental music to Much Ado About Nothing. That's his Opus 11. Korngold wrote that one in 1920 when he was all of 13. In 1920, no, he was much older than that. In 1920, he was 23, pardon me. He was born in 1897, so there you go. But it's charming, wonderful music. It's often heard in its chamber music arrangement for what, violin and piano or something like that, but you really got to hear. I mean, it's Korngold. You got to hear the whole orchestration. So this is the one to get, if you can still find it, if you can get your hands on it. It's an absolutely marvelous performance of a great 20th century symphony that does not deserve its neglect at all. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.